Hawkins, Isaiah Cradle, and Justin Perez. It's senior night here at Wilmington. Cradle is playing in his final game. He's been with the team for 1 year, came from Holy Family. Manir Waller, also a one-year player for Wilmington, came from Mansfield. And so jumping it up, it will be Zayon Marsh, a two-time all-conference player. He is a senior also, even though he's just got junior eligibility. They believe he plans to try to turn pro after this year. Carden Jobert and David Robinson are also seniors here at Goldey. Beacom playing their last game at the collegiate level at the complex. First shot is up and good by Trey Powell, and 37% three-point shooter. Scored 9 points against Wilmington back in December. Waller with the ball, kicks it back around. Cradle's going to fire from three. He might have been fouled, but scored either way. High-fives a couple fans on his way back. And, Lisa, we've seen Cradle come into his own in the past 7 to 10 games.
Yeah, he had a little stretch during the season where, he lost some playing time. And, again, he didn't put his head down. He didn't pout. He just kept working hard. And the last 5 games, he's been fabulous.
Hawkins steals it away from Akande. Some of the keys to the games from Coach Dan Burke was to push the pace, which they've done so far. Waller drills a three. So Wilmington starts out hot from beyond the arc.
And both teams want this game. You want to, this is March Madness. You want to go into the tournament, playing at your best.
Powell
not
denied.
off a loss.
Waller, great look to McDuffie, who throws it down. The referee looks over. The referee looked over at head coach T.J. Deckbar to see if he wanted to call a timeout, and he chose not to.
And I'm sure Coach Deckbar's been through this. This is senior night. We saw it in the women's game previously.
Yep.
They're gonna start off hot. There's just so much.
The Wilmington women jumped out to, I believe it was an 11-2 lead as Robinson drives in with a little baby hook shot and ended up falling 86-64. Hopefully that won't be the same fate here as Waller drives in and scores.
It's just a ton of emotion in the building right now.
So the seniors are doing it. Waller and Cradle with 6 of the 8 points. Freshman Trey Hawkins with the other 2 points. Akande gets it inside and knocked away, but recovered there by Marsh. Akande is going to fire from three and drills it. A 32% free throw shooter. Drills the three. Frantic pace to start.
Which, you expect in-state rivalry. Both teams want this game.
Cradle with it. Gets a nice pick from Hawkins. Hawkins rolls. Cradle didn't see him. Perkins, who made 5 3-pointers last Saturday. Perkins fires it across court to Waller. 1 on the clock. They don't get it off in time. Waller missed it, but it wouldn't have counted either way, and Perkins is telling them catch and shoot. Aroma of Buffalo Wild Wings or something just floated through the door. I think it's
the Goldey Beacom women's
women
team.
eating, Akande is going to try the three from the other side. That's hard off the back of the rim. Perez isn't able to grab the rebound. Akande comes down with it. They work it around. It's going to be Powell firing from three. That's hard off the back of the rim. Waller tears the rebound down, gets it to Perkins. Perkins ahead to Cradle, but a nice job interception there by McQueen. But he throws it over his bench, and unable to run it down was Akande. And so it will be Wilmington ball. Checking in is going to be Justiano Williams, the 6'8 sophomore from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Went to Hill College. And so Cradle will inbound. One of the seniors playing his final game. Waller the other one. Perkins covered there by Powell. And whistle blew. I think it's a clock issue. It's going to allow Shane Taylor to check in. He's going to come in for Akande. And Coach T.J. Deckmar is talking to Akande. He's going to take Goldey Beacom to the CAC tournament for the 7th time in his 8 years. Coach Dan Burke is going for the 10th time in his 11th and 7 in a row. Burke had a good start his first season as the head coach. He took the team to the CACC championship game. Hasn't gotten that far since. Cradle puts it up, gets fouled. It's going to be no good, but Cradle is going to head to the free throw line, and Zayon Marsh is going to pick up a foul, and Coach TJ Deckmar is not going to be happy about that decision, as it's going to send Cradle to the free throw line, where he's a 72% free throw shooter. Had 5 points in just 12 minutes back in December. That was early in the season when he wasn't getting nearly as much playing time as he did here in the latter part of the season, where 3 games in a row he topped off his season high, which now stands at 16 points.
He stands for perseverance, right?
Yeah. Hard worker.
Great kid, great attitude.
His little 2-year-old, actually I think he's turned 3 now. I think I saw on social media his 3-year-old son was with him tonight here on senior night.
So he has a lot of responsibility.
And just had a baby girl. Welcome to baby girl, I should say. He didn't have it. Full court press here by Willmington. And this is a rivalry game, as you pointed out, 10-second violation. And so, a lot of these players have played against each other for several years. The Delaware kids played against each other, with each other in high school. And so there's always that rivalry factor when these two teams meet, no matter what's on the line, which literally is nothing tonight. As you pointed out, interestingly enough, as Perkins goes up, misses the little bunny inside, scraps around for the rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball. You pointed out there are no Delaware high school players on Goldey Beacom's team.
Yeah, I think there was one? That went to Del Tech.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Keon Scott went to Del Tech. He played at Dover. Checking in is going to be Jalen Robinson, no relation to David, as Jalen hails from South Orange, New Jersey. David from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Can I point out that Coach Burke's daughter has not changed her Goldey Beacom jersey yet? Doesn't she have to change now?
If you're not familiar, Coach Dan Burke of Wilmington's wife, Beth Ann Burke, is the head coach, very successful head coach at Goldey Beacom. Air ball there by Hawkins, looking for the foul. Ref did not agree there, and Robinson brings it up. Robinson has a season-high 16 points, which he's done twice, and on the scouting report that Coach Dan Burke graciously shares with us, he has the green light to shoot. Inside, great block by Cradle, and Hawkins comes away with it. He gets fouled, and that might be on Jalen Robinson from behind. It is going to be on Jalen Robinson. That's going to be his first, team's second. We're going to see Jalen Horsey come in for the first time. The William Penn grad leads this team in scoring with 13.2 points. That's 16th best in the CACC. Has a season-high 27 points. He scored 19 points against Goldey Beacom in December. He was 3 of 3 from beyond the arc and 8 of 9 from the free throw line.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of kids that can put a team on their back and carry them.
Great look.
He definitely is one of them.
Great look and assist into Hawkins. Perkins leads the conference in assists with 4.7 a game. The Dover High product, whose team is playing tomorrow night down at Del State University against Salesianum in the quarterfinal round of the playoffs. Horsey with a near steal, unable to run it down. Hiram Alexander, the 6'4 junior from Arlington, Texas, is going to check into the game. And Cradle will get his first rest of the night here. 14:45 to play. John Busby along with Lisa Sullivan here on the CACC Network. Crosstown rivalry game. Schools separated by about 10 miles maybe. And Taylor trapped in the corner, gets it in, and a shot clock violation. And
that's really good defense.
Coach TJ Deckmar disappointed that nobody seemed to know that the shot clock was winding down. He's talking to Taylor on his way back up the floor.
Well, just telling him you have to be ready to shoot.
Yep.
You have to be ready to shoot.
So Perkins will dribble it up. He's picked up by Jalen Robinson. Hawkins with a pick, but unable to do the back door. Nice job by Horsey warding off Taylor there. And Dorsey drives in, puts up a spin, tries to spin it off the backboard, and then going to pick up a foul. trying to bring it back. Actually, it's not going to be on Horsey. It's going to be on Alexander.
Yeah, I think Horsey's thinking he got fouled there on the drive, and there was a ton of contact. But I think that's the difference between high school and college.
Yeah, especially if you go in wild, you're less likely to get it.
That's what I'm saying. Like the work he has to do during the summer, part of it is in the weight room. He has to get in the weight room and put on some muscle.
Justin Allen, who just checked in, finds Taylor wide open. The lefty, no good. Waller with his second rebound of the night.
And remember, he's a true freshman.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
18, 19.
Alley-oop to Alexander. Perfect throw by Perkins. Alexander just unable to haul it in, or it would have been a tremendous dunk. Good crowd here tonight, as you'd expect. Bleachers are full on both sides of the court, which we don't see often. And are they going to call?
It's just a quick jump off. It's a jump ball.
Yeah, well, quick to call, but a late whistle to call it, too. The ball was out. It is a jump ball that they're going to call. It's going to be possession Goldey Beacom.
Yeah, I don't think they actually both had possession of the ball at the same time. That's what I meant, like quick. Like I didn't think both teams established possession of the ball at the same time.
And now there's going to be a question about the shot clock, whether Wilmington ever got possession back. And so they're going to put 18 seconds on the shot clock. Nice job by our officiating crew, Joseph Brogan, John Caputo, and Vince Pease. And they're going to continue to discuss it.
Yeah, that took up it took away actually a dunk on the other end from you. I think Hawkins was down there, right?
So Robinson will bring it up, picked up by Perkins. Hiram Alexander tried to poke it away. They're trying to get it underneath the marsh.
But they're pressuring the passer so that it's not opening that lob.
And nice up and in by Shane Taylor.
That's respect from Taylor. That was a tough finish.
Averages 11.3. 4 players on this team average double digits. Marsh, Taylor, Powell, and McQueen. Haven't called McQueen's name yet. Waller jumper off the back of the rim, no good. Hawkins battles for the rebound. The freshman gets it, puts it up, and scores. So Trey Hawkins, who had 23 points against Goldey Beacom back in December, and a nice pick by Waller there. Sloppy pass by Jalen Robinson.
I'd go right back into Hawkins.
Hawkins trying to work his way underneath. Nice defense there, and that's swatted away by Williams. Batted around and ends up in the hands of Williams. Don't want to pick up a foul there.
Yeah, don't pick up that cheap foul.
And stepped on the sideline, so it's going to be Wilmington ball. Jason Cradle's going to check back in, or Isaiah Cradle, I should say, checks back in for Waller. And David Robinson checks back in for the Lightning. He replaces Justiano Williams. And you can see Coach Dekmar talking to Williams. Alexander almost pulled the trigger.
Yeah, he has to be ready to shoot that.
43% shooter. There you go. Not quite there. Maybe that's why he didn't take the first one. For whatever reason, he wasn't comfortable from over there.
He made a couple of them in the last game.
And Zayon Marsh gets his first points of the night.
You can shoot about a jump shot. You get it. Nobody's on you. You got to go out and shoot it with confidence. If you think about it.
Marsh, a 2-time all-conference selection, first team last year. Hawkins misses the little shot inside, battling for it, and Allen is going to come down. He's got Robinson on his left and takes it up himself. And Coach Dan Burke is going to call a timeout as all of a sudden a 16-10 lead has dropped to 16-14. It's
going Championship Athletics. Visit us at wilmu.edu.
A fast and furious start here. First by Wilmington. Goldey Beacom rattled off the last 4. Horsey fires his first 3 of the night. That's short. David Robinson comes down with the rebound. John Busby along with Lisa Sullivan. 2 crosstown rivals, Goldey Beacom and Wilmington U, squaring off in a game that really doesn't mean a whole lot other than for bragging rights for the next 10 months or so before these teams meet again. Cradle skies for the rebound and comes down with it. Cradle playing in his last game as a college athlete, as is Manir Waller. They were honored before tonight's game. Families in attendance. Hiram Alexander unable to handle the errant pass. Horsey will get the turnover on that play. Justin Perez checks in. He's going to give Denham Perkins his first break of the night.
Last game on this court.
Yes, good point. They will be heading up to Dominican on Tuesday night. Goldey Beacom will be heading away as well, as they will go up to Post University. And that's going to be a foul on Cradle. That's his first.
Yeah, he had both hands wrapped around. He has to go straight up with his arms. I don't think it was a body contact. I think it was where his hands were.
Trey Powell inbounds, gets it in, and then right back. Allen trying to get Robinson, who's trying to post up of Cradle. Drive and score inside by Zachary.
Yeah, without Hawkins, this is a smaller lineup.
Yeah.
But Cradle's not going to give him an inch.
David Robinson is 6'7". Cradle is 6'3", but battling underneath. Cradle left open for three, tries to get to the basket instead. Ball tipped away there, but brought back. Powell got his hand on it. 8 on the shot clock. Waller over to Sanchez. He fires from three, in and out, no good. That's as close as you can get it without it going through. And Zayon Marsh skies for the rebound. Floater inside, in and out, no good. David Robinson with the rebound. The lefty puts it up and in.
Yeah, I think Burke has to bring back in Hawkins just because the size of Goldey.
Yeah. 6 turnovers for Goldey Beacom, just 3 for Wilmington. Horsey being covered by McQueen, gets right by him. Pull-up jumper is no good off the front of the rim, so Horsey is off on his first couple of shots tonight. McQueen trying to work his way in. Nice defense there by Perez. And that's going to go off Robinson. No, they're going to say it went off Cradle's foot. No argument. Perkins checks back in, as does Hawkins. Alexander's going to have a seat, as is Jalen Horsey. Inbounded here by Powell. Had Marsh underneath, weren't able to get the ball.
Layup, yeah.
McQueen fires from three, and that is good. So all of a sudden, the leading scorer on the team, Zachary McQueen, is on fire. He comes in averaging a 9th best in the CAC, 15.3. Cradle drives, misses. Hawkins with the rebound and score. The freshman from Waldorf, Maryland, with the putback. Now leads 6. Leads all scorers with 6. Lob inside to Robinson, goes up, is unable to convert, but Hawkins is going to pick up the foul. It's going to be his first, team third. And so the 6'7" Hawkins fouled the 6'7" Robinson, who will head to the free throw line. A 58% free throw shooter. Scored 15 points and grabbed 8 rebounds against Wilmington back in December. A transfer from Holy Family University. First free throw is up and good for the 6'7" senior. Second free throw on the way is also good. So Robinson hits a pair. Justiana Williams is checking back in, as is Shane Taylor. Robinson will have a seat along with Zayon Marsh. At least it'll be interesting to see if especially in the second half, if the substitution patterns are changed at all by either coach, with the idea that they play again and, they go on the road again in 2 days. And so it'll be interesting to see if that happens.
I'd be surprised if it happens. Again, it's an in-state rivalry, so if the game's close, both teams want to get that win to take that momentum into the tournament with them.
Nice move there by Waller to use the rim as a defender, or in his advantage, I should say. Jumper is good. 3-point shot is good by Trey Powell. Rookie of the Week 2 times, named by the CACC. Perkins picked up there by Trey Powell. Whips it out to Waller. Waller pull-up jumper, hand in his face is good. So Akande had his hand in Waller's face, didn't matter. And Waller now 2 of 2 from beyond the arc with 10 points.
It's looking like Waller came to play tonight, too.
And trying to get it up and in. Great defense there by Hawkins. And then it's stripped from underneath. Either Cradle or Sanchez got their hand on that ball. It's going to remain Goldey Beacom ball. Jalen Robinson has checked back in for Goldey Beacom. And it'll be Powell that inbounds. Wilmington playing a man-to-man off the inbounds. And a tip by Hawkins ends up in the hands of Cradle. Waller covered there by Taylor. They whip it around, and wide open is Cradle, and that's going to be far and right. But Waller with a big rebound, his third of the game. See if Perkins can nail the three. He does. So Denon Perkins, his first three of the night after a 5 3-point shot performance last Saturday. And Wilmington University, the number 4 seed. Jefferson University is the 1 seed, and Chestnut Hill College the 2 seed in the South Division. 7 turnovers for Goldey Beacom, just 3 for Wilmington. Both these teams shooting 50% from beyond the arc. 58.8% from the field for Goldey Beacom, 43.5%, so a slight edge there for Goldey Beacom over Wilmington's 43.5%. Packed house here for this game between two schools, probably about 10 miles apart. Marsh gets it inside and tipped away by Hawkins the first time, and a traveling violation, I believe, it is going to be called on Justiano Williams, so nice defense there by the freshman Hawkins against the 6'8 sophomore Justiano Williams from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Good job of not fouling.
No foul trouble for either team. 4 players each have 1, or 5 players, I should say, 1 apiece, and that's it. Drive by Waller, the lefty puts it up and scores. So Manir Waller has 12 points. Well over his 7.3 points per game.
This is the aggressive Waller they're going to need going forward.
Yeah. It's last opportunity to try to win a conference tournament. Miss inside by Marsh, but a nice up and in there by Justiano Williams.
You see Hawkins, he conceded the layup. He still played defense, but he made sure he didn't reach down. Sometimes you have to do that. Great
pump fake by Cradle. Goes up strong with the right hand, unable to convert. Then does a nice job hustling out of bounds, knocks it off of Justiano Williams, and is going to remain Wilmington University basketball. Checking in for Goldey Beacom is Justin Allen. And so it'll be Perkins who will inbound underneath his own basket. You see him there to your left. Referee hands him the ball. They get it out to Perez. Pump fake. Gets to the rim. Puts it up. Can't convert, but he will head to the free throw line where he shoots 81%, 9th best in the CACC. So Perez, who had 10 of 10 free throws converted in the first game between these two schools. Total of 12 points. He was only 1 for 3 from the field, but also chipped in 5 rebounds. Makes the first. Perez transferred from Adelphi, hails from West Warwick, Rhode Island, and gives the Wildcats a 2-point lead. And I think we have shot clock. Yep, didn't start on time. And so they will probably put it, I would say it should be at least at 27, maybe 28, certainly not 29.
No, that's why he stopped it, because it was 29.
Because it wasn't moving.
Yeah.
So they did. They put it back at 27. Once in a while, I'm right on those types of things. Not often, but sometimes. Jalen Robinson running the point for the Lightning. And a nice steal there by Cradle. Gets it back, flies into the lane, throws up a left. A little bit of a wild shot there. And again, as we just discussed about another player, when you go up wild like that, you got to really get fouled hard to get the call as Marsh glides in for just his 4th point of the night. And a look to the other side, back to Cradle, puts it up, can't get it to fall, but the foul is going to be on Jalen Robinson, and Cradle's going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2. And it's going to be the 2nd foul on Robinson, and the 4th for the Lightning at the 4:19 mark here.
It's a big call.
Wilmington has 3 fouls, and Cradle will head to the free throw line where he is 2 of 3 tonight and comes in shooting 72% from the charity stripe, makes the first. Checking in will be Jalen Horsey and Waller. Perez is going to head to the line. Actually, Waller was already in. He was back talking to Coach Dan Burke. Cradle, a Smyrna High graduate. Played against Caleb Matthews, who graduated last year from Wilmington U. Is playing overseas. Malta, is that the island he's on? I forget.
I think so.
I think it is, yeah.
I know he's a professional.
Yeah.
Along with a handful of others.
Yeah,
right? 4 or 5 others.
Rickards is. Jermaine Head is. He was graduated before you were here, Lisa.
Holloman is.
Yep. Head, the all-time leading scorer in Wilmington history. Nice move up and under and in by Zayon Marsh. And after a slow start by Marsh, he's all of a sudden got 6 points.
I think Horsey needs to start to get going, be involved in the offense a little bit more.
Yeah, he's tried to drive, and he's 0 for 3 from the field. Perkins drills a 3, so 2 of his last 2. Perkins nails it, gives the bow and arrow sign. I know that doesn't thrill Coach Dan Burke. Jumper is no good. That was Allen.
Great
Waller
outlet.
gets it ahead to Cradle, and he makes sure to score it.
And great outlet by Waller, and Cradle made sure he protected the ball and was able to put it in.
TJ Dekmar is going to take a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here, and we're going to tell you ABC Rookie of the Week. So 37-32, John Busby along with Lisa Sullivan here. Wilmington with the lead over the Lightning at the 3:21 mark here in the second half. And Lisa, you would never know that there's nothing at stake for these two teams. Both have clinched the CACC Conference tournament bids that they were looking for, and Wilmington was not sure about that until Georgian-Court lost earlier today to Chestnut Hill. That loss by Georgian-Court also meant that Goldey Beacom was going to get the 3rd seed instead of the 2nd seed in the South. That's going to be a foul on Shane Taylor on Manir Waller. That's the 5th foul against the Lightning. But these two teams are playing like you would expect two cross-town rivals to play.
Yeah, I don't know, as I know the playoffs is equally important, but having status in the state, it is as equally important.
Bragging rights in the gyms and on the playgrounds. Perkins with a turnover there, and Akunde throws it down on the other side. Waller wisely stayed away from him.
I thought Waller was going to go up and try. It looked like he was timing it.
Then Perkins letting the ref know that he thought he was grabbed on that play. It looked like he got grabbed again there, too. Horsey fires from 3 and maybe on fire, as Lisa said that he needed to be. So he drills his first shot from beyond the arc.
All set up by Perkins.
Cradle with a great steal, hustling back on defense. Wilmington trying to add to their 6-point lead. They leave Perkins alone. He gets it out to Waller, does a nice job not traveling, drives in, whips it over to Cradle, back out to Horsey. The ball's tipped, and that's what I thought was going to be a foul on McQueen.
I don't think that should have reset, though. They just tipped it and didn't have possession, so it shouldn't have reset.
So now they got to figure out what it was. And they reset it to 17. Nice job by the officiating crew here tonight. Again, Joseph Brogan, John Caputo, and Vince Pease. And so I liked how Wilmington was whipping that ball around.
They were, and if that pass wasn't tipped,
yep,
of course he would have had a wide open three.
But the two guys before him could have taken threes and nobody would have complained.
Correct.
But they unselfishly got 2 on the shot clock. Perkins puts it up, missed, and the shot clock goes off. Refs are going to stop. The ref blew the whistle, and the call's basically going to be that, that's one of
inadvertent whistle.
That's one of those situations where the shot clock goes off, and if you can't see that the other team clearly has possession, you blow your whistle, and that's exactly what the official did. So, again, another nice job by the officiating crew getting that one right. And also the shot clock, they did have possession for a second before he blew that whistle. Marsh picked up there by Hawkins, almost tipped away. They do a nice job inside, getting the ball to Taylor, who the lefty gets it in with an easy layup.
It's a good pass.
Lisa, this has been everything we expected, regardless of whether there's anything riding on the line or not, between these two clubs. Just 2 points separated them, and that's a steal. They're going to call a foul there.
Boy, they called that late. I thought it was a foul about 3 seconds before they called it. Perkins is getting a little frustrated, and I understand that. He's been grabbed the last 2 or 3 times up the court.
Donna Conde, his first, team 6. So with 1:19 to play, Wilmington will be shooting the 1-on-1 the rest of the way. David Robinson checks in, and he's coming in for Zayon Marsh.
Wilmington wants to close out this half.
Yep.
On a good note.
4-point lead, as we always say. You want it to be at least 4. Horsey fires from 3, misses that one. Cradle battling for the rebound and gets it. The senior up and under, circus shot.
We're going to catch that on replay, I hope. He literally shot that, hooked it over,
over the back of his head.
I imagine we'll see a replay of that.
Jumper no good on the other side. Cradle should get that rebound to his credit. He knocked it right into the hands of Horsey. Waller's got it. He fires away, and that was a quick shot. And Coach Burke is looking at Waller.
Yeah, that was he got caught up in the game. Here's a replay of Cradles.
Waller tapping it himself.
Great effort on the rebound, and then I can't believe he shot this, let alone made it.
Right. And you couldn't see Dan Burke. He just turned around to his assistants and kind of gave him the stare down as if, what the heck was he doing, but how the heck did he make it?
And I'm not going to say anything because he did.
Taylor for 3, the lefty drills it. So 3-point difference here on the shot clock and the game clock. We'll see what Wilmington decides as we approach halftime here.
I'd take this all the way down.
We'll talk to Dan Burke as he heads into the locker room. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Perkins looks like he's going to wait for the final seconds. He drives in. Nice look underneath to Hawkins. Plenty of time. Cradle's going to fire from 3. Easier shot than the circus shot. Unable to make it. Great steal by Perkins. Puts it up and in at the buzzer. And Denham Perkins.
Great way
a steal.
Great way to steal the momentum
And
back.
what a conversion. And so that's going to end the first half with Wilmington ahead 44-39. Lisa, I'll turn it over to you, and I'm going to go talk to Dan Burke.
Well, I thought it was a very, very entertaining.
Quite a bit of the scoring for Wilmington University. Isaiah Cradle is 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 3 of 8 from the field, and has 11 points. 8 points, 3 assists for Denham Perkins. 8 points, 4 rebounds for Trey Hawkins. 3 points for Jalen Hersey. He's 1 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc, and 2 points from Justin Perez. Both of those are free throws. Interestingly, so Justin Perez has only attempted 1 shot, and that was, I believe, in the lane, kind of a wild shot that didn't get a call. So that's an interesting stat that jumps out to me. Shane Taylor leads all of the Lightning with 7 points, has 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 points apiece for Marsh, Powell, and Robinson. So very well spread out there as we get underway here in the second half. If you're just joining us, Wilmington has wrapped up the 4th seed in the CACC tournament. They'll go for the 10th time in 11 years of Dan Burke's tenure here and 7th in a row. Goldey Beacom has wrapped up the 3rd seed in the tournament, and they're going to be in the 7th CACC tournament under head coach TJ Deckmar, who is in his 4th season. So both of these programs very familiar with the postseason. The first round is on Tuesday night. Wilmington is going to head up to Dominican, as the buzzer beater there by Marsh is no good, but Goldey Beacom comes down with the rebound. Powell fires from three, no good. And Sanchez comes away with it. Hawkins ends up with the middle and a layup, unable to convert. Looked like he got pushed underneath.
I thought they had a hand in his back.
Yeah. That's the only way he would have gotten that far. Here we go, 2-on-1. Nice job by Waller, and a nice job. Marsh is going to get called from the foul. He claims that he got all ball, but the ball didn't move anywhere. Just the hand did.
And the good thing about that break was the ball didn't hit the floor.
Right. And
so the defense can't catch up.
Just to finish the tournament talk, both the teams will play Tuesday, and Goldey Beacom is the 3 seed in the South, so they play the 2 seed in the North, which is post-university. They earned that by defeating Bridgeport earlier today. Bridgeport will be the 3 seed, and Wilmington the 4th seed in the South, which I believe they've been every year that I've been broadcasting, and this is year number 5 for that. They will travel up, and they will play up at Dominican. And, again, those games are Tuesday night. We believe it's a 7 o'clock tip, but don't take our word for that. Once the games are announced, make sure you check it out. Could also be a 6 o'clock tip for all we know.
Yeah, it's not on the schedule yet, so I imagine it'll be all over social media, though.
McQueen with a nice look underneath, but tipped away by Waller before it could get over to Marsh. Marsh has 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Goldey Beacom has 4 players that average double figures: Marsh, Taylor, Powell, and McQueen. And a look inside, and a referee blew the whistle. Waller ends up with the ball. And that's going to be a foul on Wilmington. And that's going to be on Cradle, his second, team's first. So both teams have a foul early here in the second half. If you didn't hear our interview with Coach Dan Burke at the halftime, he agreed this is basically a backyard brawl at this point, despite the fact that nothing is on the line for either team other than bragging rights in the local gyms and outside courts all summer long. Missed there on the 3 by Powell. He's now 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. Perez, his first 3-point attempt is good. So Justin Perez, actually that's his second 3-point attempt. I thought he had a layup attempt, but was incorrect.
I think that layup he got fouled on.
I think you're right. So he's now 1 of 2 from 3. Good to see him get started. He had just took 3 shots in the last time these two teams played, as David Robinson goes up with a strong move over top of Cradle.
And Perez is such a good shooter. He has to look for shots.
Gets a pick from Waller, but McQueen goes around that pick on the underside. Perkins, who had the buzzer beater to end the half off a nice steal on the inbounds. That's going to be a foul. Are they going to count it? We'll see. The foul is going to be on Robinson. They're going to say it was on the ground before Cradle took off in the air. He missed the shot either way, but it could have gotten 2 free throws. So the second foul on Goldey Beacom. It's Robinson's first.
I thought Perkins did a nice job of stealing the momentum back at the end of that first half.
You're right. Perez cut off, gets it out, but then gets it back, fires from 3. That's going to be hard off the back of the rim.
That's a shot I want to see him take, though.
Yes, yep, he's a shooter. You got to take the open 3.
And that's what I mean by hunting the shots, like ready to shoot.
McQueen on the right gets it out front to Powell. Powell trying to get himself his own shot, drives in. Waller goes for the pump fake and is going to pick up his foul. And that's going to send Powell to the free throw line. Waller's first, team's second, so both teams have 2 fouls now. And Powell will head to the free throw line, where he's an 85% free throw shooter, which is 4th best in the CACC. He has not taken a free throw here at the Plex today. Rattles around and in. Isaiah Cradle and Manir Waller playing their last games here for the Wildcats here in the Plex. It's senior night. They also honor Jeremy Kenner, the manager of the team for the past 3 seasons. Got to chat with him a few times at practice this year. A great young man. Done a wonderful job. I know Dan Burke thinks very highly of him.
They're going to miss him.
They are going to miss him. We'll tell you a little bit more about Cradle and Waller during our 30-second timeout breaks. Waller's going to fire from 3, and it's good. So Manir Waller drills a 3. He's now got 3 3-pointers and 15 points, game high.
And see the momentum shifting just slightly Wilmington's way.
Hawkins almost got the pick. Spin move inside by Robinson. And they're going to catch Hawkins with a foul, and Waller's telling him, get those hands up, those hands up. Hawkins had him down, and they were in the back of Robinson, and Robinson's going to head to the free throw line. He's 2 of 2 from the line tonight, 58% on the season, so he's due for a couple misses here to get that percentage back where the season is, you would think. And he misses the first on cue. He scored 15 points at 8 rebounds against Wilmington in that 2-point victory for Goldey Beacom back on December 7th early in the season. Wilmington played 2 CACC games before the holiday break and all the other ones after, which has kind of been the routine they've had the last couple years. Get a taste of conference play. And it actually helped the men especially because they had a very, very extremely tough out-of-conference schedule. And they had lost, it looks like, they lost 5 in a row at one point, 6 of 7 type of thing. And so having a conference game, they were able to beat Georgian Court, but then lost to Goldey Beacom the next game, but did get that one win.
Down to 5 in the shot clock.
Waller's trying to take Akonde, gets it out to Perez. It's good. So Justin Perez, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the second half, and gives Wilmington a 10-point lead. And Akonde cuts into that on the other side. The lefty puts it up and drops it in.
You see Goldey Beacom is smart. Every time the momentum starts to shift a little, they get something going to the basket or get something inside.
Each team had a 6-point lead at one point in the first half, so Wilmington with that 10-point lead is the highest by either team. And a nice job by Waller. Perez is going to end up recovering it, gets it over to Cradle. Pump fake, tried to get Marsh in the air, and that's going to be a foul on Akonde, and they call it. So Akonde was flying all over the floor, and he's going to pick up his second foul. It's going to be the team's third. Checking in for Goldey Beacom is going to be Taylor and also Justin Allen. Robinson's going to have a seat along with McQueen. So Coach T.J. Deckmar shuffling guys in and out here as we approach the 15-minute mark of the second half. John Busby along with Lisa Sullivan here on the CACC Network. Our final broadcast of the season. Waller from 3 in the corner, no good. Perez with the rebound. Pump fake, puts it up and in.
He took him to school there. Simple pump fake, gets 2 defenders in the air, you shoot an uncontested layup.
Basic basketball. Lead back up to 10 for the Wildcats. Both these coaches, while the game means nothing, they would love for their team to head into Tuesday night off the high of a big win as Powell works his way in and scores. Excuse me, that was Taylor, not Powell. Perkins gets it over to Waller. Waller on the right side of the court for the first time this half. Cradle fires from 3, no good, and the only man underneath was Trey Powell, who pulls it in and heads the other way. Jumper by Powell is good, so...
That was contested, too. Hawkins was all over that.
And long pass down to Hawkins. Hawkins goes up strong, is fouled, and scores!
And that's just Perkins. That's just so smart.
And that is going to be foul number 4 on Zayon Marsh, I believe.
Like Hawkins running the floor and making that opportunity available, but Perkins seeing it and getting an easy 2, a foul.
Hiram Alexander checks in, so a huge foul for Marsh there. He's getting an earful from T.J. Deckmar about picking up his 4th foul and letting the guy score, as Hawkins will head to the free throw line. He's 1 of 2 on the game. Now 2 of 3, and it's a 9-point lead for Wilmington. Full court pressure. As I said, Hiram Alexander has checked in. That could have been a carry, I thought.
It was close.
Jumper by Williams from 3, no good. Waller with the rebound over top of Justin Allen.
And that's the first time I've seen them take a questionable shot.
Yep.
Not that he wasn't open, that the momentum is definitely shifted to Wilmington. Yep. So you're going to take a really high percentage shot.
Great crowd here tonight. 10 on the shot clock. Perez, who's hit his last 2 3-pointers, drives in, gets bumped, turnaround jumper, in and out, no good. Williams with a rebound.
Did everything right there, but it just didn't go in.
And there is Powell again on the other end. So 2 of the last 3 possessions for Goldey Beacom have been Powell 2-pointers inside the paint.
Powell has been impressive. He can finish around the rim.
He has a team-high 10 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Nice look. No look by Hawkins. It's good. Perez scores, and Allen fouls.
And I think that's an undervalued or we don't recognize as good a passer as Trey Hawkins actually is.
Yep.
Because I've thought that in games, and there's a lot of times he leads the team in assists. Well, if you take out Perkins. Sorry, Denham. He leads the league, so we're not counting him.
5th team foul for Goldey Beacom, so that's a key stat there. Perez unable to convert the free throw, a rare miss for him, an 81% shooter, 9th best in the CACC. He's got 12 points on 4 of 7 shooting from the field, also 2 rebounds and an assist. Nice defense. Oh, they're going to call Hawkins, and he disagrees with the call.
I thought he fouled him prior to the shot, but he didn't foul him.
Yeah, he didn't foul him during the shot, right. That's the 3rd on Hawkins. So Marsh on the bench for Goldey Beacom with 4. Hawkins picked up 3, and Cradle hops up. He's going to be coming in for Hawkins, the freshman. So you got the senior Cradle coming in for Hawkins, the freshman, kind of the passing of the guard there in this particular play. Jalen Horsey is also going to check in. Horsey started off hot, but then went 1 for 5 from the field in the first half.
And the problem with that is Hawkins is the only real size.
Right. Yeah.
Cradle, I respect. He battles those bigs every game.
Right. But you have David Robinson at 6'7", and our only 6'7" guy is now on the bench. Of course, we have Fidel Mapunzo, the 7-footer. Maybe we'd see him at some point. Battle underneath, and Cradle wastes no time getting another rebound. He's now got 3.
Yeah, and if you did pound for pound, I'm taking Cradle every single time.
Oh, yeah.
Just a tough kid.
Yep, all over the floor.
And does what he needs to do to help his team be
Perkins
successful.
with a floater inside, the former Dover High Senator. And the largest lead of the night for Wilmington at 12, and Coach Dan Perk takes a full time out, and we will take it with a game-high lead for Wilmington, 63-53. Manir Waller leads all scorers with 15, 12 points apiece for Trey Hawkins and Justin Perez. Isaiah Cradle with 11 and Denham Perkins with 10. So 5 Wildcats in double figures tonight already. And Lisa, that doesn't count Jalen Horsey, who has just 3. If you had told me 5 of them have it, Horsey would have been on my top 2 as to being one of them. The leading scorer on the team at 13.2. So they potentially could have 6 players in double figures, which does not happen often. Jumper by Robinson, Jalen Robinson that is. 3-pointer is good. Referee blew the whistle, and Shane Taylor went running off the court. Looks like he might have a bloody nose. And so checking in for him is going to be Zachary McQueen. And Robinson's pointing to the floor as if there is blood on the floor. But no, he must have been pointing about something else. The referee would have taken care of that.
Absolutely.
So Perkins comes up. He gets it over to Waller. Waller decides not to take the 3. Drives to the hoop. Lefty puts it up. Scores and is fouled.
You got to be happy with Waller's decisions tonight.
Manir Waller.
When to shoot that 3, when to take the drive. And he came from the opening buzzer, has been aggressive.
The senior playing his last regular season college game, transferred from Mansfield. Now has 15 points. His season high is 20 points. And Akande Anthony checks in for Justin Allen. Free throw is made for Waller. He's now got 18 points. Allen picked up his 2nd foul. And Wilmington back to a 10-point lead. Lightning have 6 team fouls, so Wilmington shooting 1-1 the rest of the way. That's a miss by Powell. It's going to be a foul the other way. And we'll see who they're going to call that on. They're going to call it on number 22, Justiano Williams.
He definitely pushed Cradle, pushed him out of the play.
And so somebody's going to head to the free throw line. It looks like it's going to be Cradle, a 72% free throw shooter, 4 of 5 from the line tonight.
Take these 3 points. This is where you have to focus and make them both.
Robinson checks back in for Williams, who just picked up his 3rd foul. And this is huge that Wilmington's shooting 1-on-1 the rest of the way. They're a 72% free throw shooting team. And Cradle makes the first. The only league in the world where you play a 20-minute half and still have a 1-on-1 situation.
Yeah.
Second shot is up and good. Full court press here by Wilmington. See if they can catch Goldey off guard. They had a 10-second call in the first half. Look underneath to Robinson, who slams it home. So
if somebody didn't rotate back there.
Yep. You want another team to take a press off, score as easily as they just did. Cradle wide open for 3, just likes to go to the hoop, goes in strong and scores. So Isaiah Cradle, the senior, out of Smyrna High School.
Yeah, him and Waller, Cradle and Waller are going to be a problem in the playoffs because they're making such good decisions on when to drive, when to take that jump shot, and they can finish and make foul shots.
Jumper by McQueen, no good. And Horsey's going to come down with it. Is he going to get an easy 2? That's a push on Robinson. How is that not a push? Dan Burke is imploring.
Ooh.
How do you have 3 referees on the court and don't see that he literally was pushed with his arms out? It wasn't a malicious push, but it was.
He definitely fouled him.
There is no way that should not have been called. That's one of those
play
ones.
Drives, coach, is crazy.
Yeah,
and again, you're talking about a 14. That makes it 14.
And now almost the exact same play here. Wilmington has the numbers 4-on-2. They get it to Waller. Waller goes up, and he gets fouled. And that's going to be on Trey Powell, I believe.
I'm just saying I'm partial to the alley-oop to Alexander there.
His first, team's 8th. And so, again, we're in the 1-on-1 here. Waller will head to the free throw line. A 74% free throw shooters. Perfect 1-for-1 tonight.
As a coach, I appreciate the dump off to Waller. But as a fan, I want the alley-oop to Alexander.
And so misses the first, so unable to extend the lead to what would be a game-high 13. Looks like Perez is going to check in for Waller. He got buzzed in but didn't move. So Wilmington with a 12-point lead, shooting 1-on-1 the rest of the way. Waller makes that one, so now 11. And Perez is in. Waller is out.
Still have a little full court pressure here.
Yep. 13-point lead.
And this is smart. You don't have a lot of size, so see if you can get something in the front court, like a steal.
McQueen actually gives it almost up to Perez. Perez gets it to Waller. Back to Perez. Wide open 3 for Perez. Boom! Nothing but the bottom of the net. And TJ Dekmar is going to call timeout and talk about it. As Wilmington has built their largest lead of the night. 7 by our producer Nate Foltz with Perez's 3-pointer that sent this crowd into a frenzy. And Goldey Beacom into a full timeout. John Busby along with Lisa Sullivan. Largest lead of the night for Wilmington at 16, 74-58. They pick up full court pressure here. They've already created one 10-second violation early in the game. And get a turnover, a near turnover there is Horsey, but somebody left David Robinson underneath wide open. So
again, that's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
They thought they had to steal, so they started up the court.
They played the zone press perfectly. And then unable to corral the loose ball.
That's how smart Perkins is.
Yeah.
He knows to find the shooters in transition, get Perez going.
And that's going to be a foul on Akande. And that's going to be his 3rd. So he's got 3. Zion Marsh has 4. Robinson 2. Wilmington side, Trey Hawkins has 3. Isaiah Cradle 2. And nobody else has more than 1. And Wilmington in the 1-on-1 situation the rest of the way, which is a huge statistic. And they still have 2 fouls to give before
it's 3 points. This is how you not just maintain the lead, you can build on the lead.
Perkins is 70% free throw shooter, has not shot one tonight. First one is good. So Wilmington doing an excellent job from the free throw line, shooting now 13 of 17, right around 75%. And he will get a second shot. Alexander in with Perez, Horsey, Cradle, and Perkins. Powell, Robinson, Akunde, McQueen, and Robinson, Jalen Robinson. So both Robinsons in for Goldey Beacom. 16-point lead for the Wildcats halfway through the second half here at the Plex in Newark. And are they going to get a foul there? I believe they are on Hiram Alexander. And that's going to be his second. Team's fifth. I think Wilmington would love to go at least another 4 minutes without them, Goldey, being in the one-on-one. Left-handed little drop shot in there by Robinson. No good for the big man. Horsey thought about it. Gives it to Alexander in the corner. Whips it over to Perez, who's been hot this second half. Has 3 3-pointers. Nice look underneath. Perkins to Horsey. Horsey gets fouled. And we'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2. And that foul is going to be on Jalen Robinson.
Yeah, Horsey was pretty disappointed he didn't make that.
And actually that foul was not on who I thought it was, but I missed who it was on. Sometimes we're able to hear the PA announcer real clear, but a big crowd here tonight, not as easy. I thought it was on Robinson based the way he reacted, but apparently not. Shane Taylor, the 6'3" junior from Ellicott City Mailer, has checked back in. And Hawkins checks in for Cradle. Hawkins checks in with the 3 fouls. Full court press. Still, nice job breaking it there. Taylor drives, drops it up and in. And so the lefty put it up with the right and in. Fundamentally sound player to cut the lead to 15. 9 minutes to play.
Going to see a high pick and roll here, and maybe either hit
the
the roller or kick to a shooter.
There's the roll. Hawkins, nice look underneath Alexander. He gets forced underneath, tries to get it back into the middle. Tipped away there by Marsh, but Perkins on the other end makes a tremendous play, almost like a goalie in soccer. Perez up and good. Marsh could do nothing about it with those 4 fouls. And then on the other end, we got David Robinson. Tried to throw it down. Fell out of his hand. He missed it by about 4 feet. Much to the dismay of head coach T.J. Deckmar. I didn't think anybody got a hand on it. I think it just went out of his hand.
Yeah, he just lost it.
Hawkins trying to take Robinson to the hoop.
But the game inside the game is Perkins directing traffic and setting up
Yep.
for Perez to run down there and get that layup.
Floater off the bank as Hawkins shoots it over Zayon Marsh. 19-point lead, largest of the night for the Wildcats, trying to avenge a 2-point loss up in Pike Creek back in December. And fouls on Jalen Horsey. That's his first, team 6th. So now Wilmington is in the double bonus the rest of the way. Goldey Beacom will be shooting the 1-and-1. Waller checks in, comes in for Hiram Alexander. And it looked like Justiana Williams was trying to check in, but they send him back. And they also send Waller back.
Yeah, they're saying they weren't either at the table or because there's 2 shots.
There's 2 shots, right.
You wait.
You wait. And so Marsh, a 68% free throw shooter, makes the first. Has just 7 points tonight. Waller in now, along with Justiana Williams. Great crowd here tonight. Both bleachers on both sides of the court, full of fans from both these schools. And jumper foul shot is good. So 2 of 2 for Marsh and now has 7 points, comes in averaging 11.2.
Oh, no.
Perkins looks like he sprained his ankle, and they stopped the play, and Coach T.J. Deckmar is upset that they didn't allow it to continue. And what the official was saying is that because Perkins is could potentially have been in the way of the play. It wasn't like one of the Lightning was driving to the hoop. The ball was still in play outside the mark, and Perkins is going to gimp off, which is a good sign that he came off under his own power. But that's the last thing Wilmington wants to see is their star point guard injured for the tournament. So hopefully it's one of those ones that hurts a lot, but gets
hopefully
better.
He just tweaked it.
Yeah.
And,
it's nothing more serious.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see it, whether he rolled it on somebody else's foot or rolled it himself. Not that that matters, but sometimes if you roll it yourself, then it's not as bad. And so somebody on Wilmington got a foul, and Trey Powell is going to head to the line.
I know I saw Perkins went down and didn't look at anything
else.
Maybe that's why they stopped it.
That's what I thought they blew the whistle for, was Perkins was hurt, not because there was a foul, but maybe it was because it was a foul. Horsey over to Hawkins, back to Waller. Looks like Wilmington's going to try to maybe use some shot clock. Cradle decides otherwise, drives in, scoops and scores. Isaiah Cradle making the most of his final night here at the Plex. Cradle now with 15.
He's just tough.
Yep.
He's just tough.
Jumper by McQueen, no good. That's off Perez if it gets out of bounds, but Powell runs it down, gets trapped. They
work
it
trap
over.
There.
Jumper by Williams, no good.
Perez got pushed in the back.
He got shoved.
He literally got pushed in the back.
Yeah, right in front of the ref. I mean, the ref was standing right there.
I mean, they can't say it was incidental.
No.
It caused him not to be able to get a rebound.
They get it to Horsey. Horsey breaks through, goes up, and lays it in. So Jalen Horsey takes Justiano Williams to the hoop and scores.
Yeah, he was able to get his body turned, and then they would have had to come through him to affect that shot.
Back to a 19-point lead, ties the largest lead of the night for the Wildcats. Jumper by Williams, no good. Sanchez with the rebound, outlet to Hawkins. Hawkins unable to lay it in, but it's going to go off Goldey Beacom and stay Wildcat ball. I think Hawkins was thinking dunk and then realized he wasn't close enough.
Yeah.
And he
needed one more dribble to dunk.
Yep.
Or just lay it straight in.
But just didn't have the right spin. Fortunately, it remains Wildcat ball. Jalen Horsey will inbounds. Lobs it into Waller. Almost gets picked off. Waller does a nice job bringing that back in. Be interesting to see who will run the point here. Cradle can, Horsey can, and Sanchez can. They get it over to Waller. He's going to try to take Akande to the hoop. Does, lays it up, misses, gets fouled, and Akande is arguing with the referee.
I thought he got rode the whole way to the basket.
It's going to be the fourth on Akande, and of course already the double bonus, but that's a shooting foul anyway. So now Akande has 4. Marsh has 4.
Yeah, when Waller started that drive halfway through it, he gave that little hesitation, and then he was able to turn the corner, and you fouled him.
I agree with you. I think he got fouled the whole way to the hoop.
I thought he did too.
Makes the first. Waller now with a game-high 19. Also has 6 rebounds and 6 assists to go along with that.
He's a guy that does a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
We've said that, all year.
This is the second. Coming down with the rebound is Akande. He's going to streak up the floor. Wilmington could very well reach the 100-point mark, and I'm taking a look to see if they've gotten 100 in any game this year. I don't believe they have. No, win or lose. Jumper by Powell, no good. Knocked out. That was Cradle, but then an errant pass up the sideline. Cradle knocked it out into his teammate's hand.
Well, you don't make that pass to him.
And that should be a charge. They're going to call it a block. I think they're going to say Perez moved into position when the offensive player was already moving forward.
Yeah, that last pass should have went to the basket and let the player run under it to get it. Almost like you're hitting a wide receiver.
Right.
You know, you can't play it it's hard to hit him on the move, and the defender can get that over the top to the basket and let him go get it.
First shot is good. I want to tell you a little bit about Jeremy Kenner, the manager for the Wildcats, while we have a chance. Coach Burke said his dedication and support of the men's basketball program over the past couple years has not gone unnoticed. Burke and the entire program say thank you for Jeremy Kenner. He's been the manager here for 3 years. And, Lisa, I don't want to say it's a thankless job. It's a fun job. But he's here anytime the players are here,
right,
whether it's games or practices, and sometimes before.
And and he does everything.
Yep.
I've seen him on games where they've been away, where he's keeping the ball.
Right.
And it's a timeout, and he'll jump up and go to the huddle clapping, trying to, get him up, get him going. They're going to miss him. They're going to miss him.
Akunde strips it. Horsey fouls him to prevent the wide-open layup. Goldey Beacom bench looking for an intentional foul. That's not going to happen. Horsey didn't grab him. He just kind of swatted at his arm.
And it was a smart foul.
It was a smart foul, right.
Make him earn two.
So Akunde's going to head to the free throw line. He's got 4 fouls himself. Has not shot a free throw today. Just a 54% shooter, and that shot short and to the right. So it's Cradle, Hawkins, Waller, Horsey, and Perez. Trying to take a look if I see Perkins over there. I don't see him on the bench. So my guess is he is finished for the night. We just hope that it's just an ankle tweak as Waller drives to the lane and scores.
He's standing over here on the sideline.
I see him.
So I think if needed, he could come back.
I think he could. I think with a 20-point lead, unless it gets to under 10, we won't see him. Nice move underneath as Powell used the rim to his advantage. Hawkins unable to block
impressive.
it away.
He's impressive. He's had a nice game. He can hit the three and finish around the rim.
Trapped by Goldey Beacom, but they get it across. Or press, I should say, by Goldey Beacom.
Yeah, Hawkins is calling for the ball. Give it to him. Now they switch back.
Hawkins takes Marsh to the rim, and nothing Marsh can do it with those 4 fouls. Coach Dan Burke's going to take a full timeout. We'll take it with him. Wilmington leads by 20, 4:04 left here on the CACC Network. Back in December 7th to be exact, up in Pike Creek against Goldey Beacom on their home floor. If they do, it will be the 4th season in a row where these two schools have split the home and home series during the regular season. And it hasn't been consistent as both have won on the opposing team's court and lost on the opposing team's court during that stretch. Great look underneath. That was McQueen, found Marsh underneath. And now an 18-point lead, full court press by Goldey Beacom. Perez has it, and he whips it ahead. Cradle makes a last step to jump in front of that.
Cradle got lucky because he was standing there waiting for the ball to come to him. You got to go get that.
And he did at the very last minute. Wilmington will try to milk the shot clock. It's at 10. Dorian Johnson is getting set to check in, the 6'4 sophomore out of North Carolina. Horsey for 3. Thought it was going to fall. Does not. Coming down with the rebound is McQueen. He sprints the other way. Time not on the side of Goldey Beacom. McQueen gets it up, unable to get it, but coming down with it is Marsh, and he takes one step in and dunks it home. So a 4-0 run coming out of Wilmington's timeout here. And it's not the press that has bothered Wilmington. It's just a missed shot here. And Goldey, of course, had the ball on their first series.
The problem is William is not trying to score off this press because they want to use the shot clock.
Right.
Goldey Beacom knows that, so they can take any kind of gamble they want.
Yep. Perez, who's had a great first half, spin move inside, trying to get it cleared, gets it off before the shot clock and scores. So everything going in Wildcats' favor as Justin Perez is at 19. His season high is 23.
I just like that he is actively looking for his shots.
This is as many. He's taken 10 shots, Alicia, which is as many as he's taken in a while. Blocked there by Cradle. He gets it ahead. He gets it over to Perez. Perez goes up and scores and is fouled. Cradle with a great look to Perez, and Perez makes sure that he converts and will head to the line. And checking in is Jordan Moore, the 6'4 junior out of William Penn High School, teammate of Horsey. Hiram Alexander is in, and Justin Perez will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. And I guess that was.
You see, Jordan Moore was the smart guy. No, I'm going in for the for the non-shooter so I can get in case he misses.
That's right. And here comes Dorian Johnson. He comes in for Perez. Perez checks out with 21 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 8-11 shooting, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Cradle's getting
they only have 4 kids on the floor.
Cradle's now they got 5. Oh
no, Jalen Horsey just ran out on the court. They only have 4 kids on the floor.
Cradle came off. He's getting cramp treatments. Waller has it. He whips it ahead. Nice job there by Jordan Moore to come forward and get that pass.
Come meet that pass instead of giving the defender an opportunity to cut you off.
Fundamentally sound under head coach Gary Lumpkin at William Penn. Horsey also, and Jalen Sample, another Colonial, getting ready to check in from William Penn. 2 on the shot clock. Waller's got to shoot it. Misses, and underneath, that should say white ball. It is going to stay white ball. Nice job by Jordan Moore under there battling, and here comes Jalen Sample.
Yeah, this is the senior. Give them their last curtain call.
And so Waller, he's amassed 895 career points coming in tonight, 579 rebounds. This is between Mansfield University and Wilmington. 118 steals, 65 blocks. He had a season-high 20 points against Bloomfield and 12 rebounds against Holy Family. So congratulations to Manir Waller.
Yeah, we said he did a little bit of everything.
Of course, he's got it. I want to tell you about Isaiah Cradle as well. 1,000-point scorer. He got that a couple games ago. And there's going to be a foul, and that's going to allow Jordan Moore to get to the free throw line. But Cradle played at Del Tech, Chesapeake, and Holy Family. He's a Smyrna High product. I believe he was on that state champion Smyrna High team with Caleb Matthews. As I mentioned, 1,000 total points, totaling 1,035 career points, averaging 9.8 points a game for his career. Season high 25 at Jefferson. He's also got 336 career rebounds, 124 assists, and 68 steals. And those are not counting tonight's numbers. And so congratulations to Isaiah Cradle on an excellent career. We look forward to seeing both those seniors play in the CACC tournament. Keon Scott has checked in for Goldey Beacom, as has Carden Jobert, one of the seniors for Goldey Beacom. And Dorian Johnson turns it over. And here comes the 7-footer, Fidel Mapunzo. Wilmington's 4 points away from 100. Coach Dan Burke is certainly not going to run it up to try to get there, but we'll see if it happens naturally, especially with these subs in the game, as Arnaldo Rodriguez has checked in as well. Jumper is good there by Keon Scott, so he gets himself in the scorebook.
That's a Dover High School product, correct?
Yep. And they work it ahead to Sample. They're going to lob it, and a lob from one Colonial to the other. Sample to Jordan Moore.
And look at the bench.
And I don't know if Coach Gary Lumpkin is here, but if he is, he's got to be smiling ear to ear from one William Penn to another. I think I might see him up there in the bleachers, but not 100% sure. And here's the replay. Nice job by our producer and our cameraman.
You have to love that.
Jordan Moore, the 6'4 junior, went to Del Tech right out of high school and then transferred here to join his teammates, Jalen Sample, who's also on the floor, and Jalen Horsey, who is on the bench with 6 points on the night. And there's Dorian Johnson from Indian Trail, North Carolina. He gets it, avoids the ball getting stripped, and then finally does get stripped. And Kittrell finds Keon Scott, who puts it in, and they're going to call a foul. That's going to be on the 7-footer, Fidel Mapunzo, who took a tumble, fortunately. They're going to call an intentional foul, which I believe is the right call.
I thought his feet got tangled.
Yeah, well, I think they got tangled afterwards, yeah. And so Keon Scott is going to head to the free throw line.
Yeah, I don't think there was any dirty intent or anything.
Keon Scott hasn't shot a free throw till that first one on the season, and he missed it, so he's 0 for 1 on the season.
I think going into the tournament in Wilmington, you couldn't have asked for anything more.
No. You just hope Perkins isn't seriously hurt.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
I looked over in the dunk, and he was up off the bench, so I'm taking that as a good sign.
Rapunzel with the steal. Oh, he gets it ahead. That could have been a traveling against Sample, but they didn't call it. And the ball gets poked away by Adrian Vasquez, who was checked in.
Well, I think this is the tough part. They're trying not to shoot.
Right.
But they're getting all this pressure.
They're 2 away from their first 100-point win. And graciously, Dan Burke, as you would expect, is not going to have his team try to get 100. And instead, your final score is going to be Wilmington University 98, Goldey Beacom 83. So both these teams will advance to the CACC tournament, one of them with a little bit more momentum than the other, and that would be the Wildcats, led by 22 points from Manir Waller with 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 22 also from Justin Perez, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 17 points for Isaiah Cradle.